Have you ever felt a connection with someone that goes beyond the physical? Imagine sitting next to someone with whom even silence seems pleasant. In moments like that, you realize that there is more than just words. You simply understand each other without uttering a word. It is a state where you not only hear each other, but truly feel each other. This is the magic of emotional intimacy, the very secret language of love, the unique harmony that is created between two people whose souls have found their way to each other. It is the glue that holds the relationship together, the foundation for true love to blossom. Today, we're going to look at the signs that will tell you if you've found that special connection. This connection goes beyond romantic cliches, it's something more meaningful. It originates where cordiality meets trust and mutual understanding becomes natural. We'll explore how friendship, trust, and emotional intimacy become the foundation for true love that can withstand any challenge. But first, put a like and click subscribe, so you don't lose our channel on the vastness of YouTube. When we talk about love, we often forget that friendship is at the heart of it. A strong relationship starts with simple human respect and genuine interest in each other. Think about your relationship. Can you imagine your partner being not just a romantic hero, but also your best friend? If the answer is yes, you've already taken an important step toward a deep connection. What makes friendship such a powerful foundation for love? Friendship in a relationship means you can be yourself without fear of judgment. You share your thoughts, dreams, and fears knowing that you will be accepted for who you are. This opens the door to emotional intimacy because you don't wear masks. Not only do you accept your partner, but you respect their personal boundaries, views, and desires. Even if they don't align with yours, you're willing to seek compromise. This is the most important sign of a mature relationship. A true friendship is when you enjoy your time together no matter what you're doing. You can discuss books, laugh at a movie together, or just take a walk in the park, and it all brings joy. Relationships built on friendship are crisis-resistant. When the candy bouquet period ends and romantic expectations collide with reality, friendship helps keep things warm. It's what makes you a team capable of handling any of life's challenges. The power of trust. If friendship is the foundation, trust is the cement that holds the entire building of the relationship together. Without trust, it is impossible to build a deep connection. In a healthy relationship, it does not arise through coercion, but naturally as a result of openness and honesty. Why is trust so important? It gives you a sense of security. When you trust your partner, you know they care about you and respect your feelings. This sense of security creates a comfortable environment for emotional intimacy. You are not afraid to open up because you know that your weaknesses will not be used against you. Trust allows you to be yourself, to be genuine and not pretend. You don't try to conform to someone else's expectations, but can express your thoughts and emotions calmly. And when misunderstandings happen in a couple, trust helps you get through difficult moments without destroying the bond. When you know your partner is on your side, you are willing to work on the relationship rather than blaming each other. Trust is also about letting your partner be himself. You don't try to control him or her, but respect his or her personal space and choices. For example, if your partner is late at work, you don't make negative assumptions but trust in his honesty. At the heart of the secret language of love is precisely emotional intimacy. It is more than romance or physical connection. It is a state where your hearts and minds are synchronized. How do you realize that you have such a connection? You feel that your partner understands you without words. Sometimes a glance is enough to convey emotion. This shows that there is a special energy between you. You can be vulnerable. A deep connection means you can share your fears without fear of judgment. You feel supported and understood. Your emotions are mutual. If you feel good, your partner is happy for you. If you feel bad, he or she is willing to share your pain. Emotional intimacy is a process that takes time and effort. It is formed through communication, shared experiences, and a willingness to listen to each other. When you feel that your souls are talking, it is a sign that you have reached real depth in the relationship. The secret language of love is not a myth or an accident. It is the result of being attentive and respectful to your partner, willingness to build a relationship on friendship and trust, and the ability to be open. If you find in your partner a friend you can trust and with whom you feel a deep emotional connection, you are on the path to true love. Beyond appearance. When we first get to know a person, appearance plays a significant role. We strive to look our best, hoping to impress. But in a relationship where there is a deep emotional connection, this need gradually disappears. You are no longer trying to win your partner's approval through outward gloss. True intimacy is revealed when external trappings cease to be important. You notice that your partner appreciates your sincerity, your soul, not your clothes or makeup. This realization brings great relief. You can relax, be natural, and not be afraid of judgment. Instead of admiring only how a person looks, you begin to appreciate his personality. You notice the little things, his smile when he talks about his favorite activity, or the way he shows concern for others. Realizing that you are loved for who you are, not how you look, helps you open up. It strengthens not only the relationship, but also your self-esteem. You are no longer embarrassed to show yourself without makeup or in your pajamas because you know your worth is not determined by your appearance. These changes show that you have moved to a new level of relationship where physical attraction is complemented by deep emotional resonance. Intuitive understanding. When there is a strong emotional connection between you and your partner, words become less important. You don't need them to understand how your partner feels. It often happens that you understand each other with half an eye, sensing moods and emotions without having to explain them. How does this intuitive understanding manifest itself? You know your partner is upset even if he or she is smiling. You sense if there is fatigue behind his irritation or sadness behind his silence. This allows you to offer support or just be there for them without asking too many questions. You develop the ability to guess your partner's desires. For example, you know he wants a cup of tea after a hard day, or you realize he needs some space to gather his thoughts. You notice that you begin to share his emotions. If he's happy, it brings you joy. If he's worried, you feel a desire to help. This intuition comes from knowing each other deeply. You observe your partner, memorize his reactions, his words and gestures, and eventually begin to read him on a level that seems almost magical. Comfortable silence. Emotional connection is not about constant chatter. Many people think that silence in a relationship is a sign of trouble. But in reality, when there is a deep connection between you, silence becomes a source of comfort. You don't need to fill pauses with conversation to feel intimacy. You can sit side by side, minding your own business, and still feel a sense of togetherness. It's a state where you just feel good together, without the need to do or discuss anything. There is no awkwardness or tension in comfortable silence. You know that your partner will not be offended by your silence, and you do not need to pretend to maintain the atmosphere. Such silence builds trust in the couple. You feel that your partner appreciates your presence in itself, not just your words or actions. This sense of belonging and peace shows that your relationship is based on more than just communication. It shows that you feel each other on a level that doesn't require affirmation. Sharing news, the good and the bad. Who is the first person you want to share your wins and losses with? When you have an emotional connection, your partner becomes the person you want to share everything important with. You think of him or her first when something good happens and turn to him or her for support when you face difficulties. A partner is your biggest ally. If you win a project or get a promotion, your joy is doubled because you know your partner will be genuinely happy for you. If you face a setback, you go to him or her first because you know he or she will be supportive, not judgmental. You share joys. A strong bond makes the joy of successes deeper. You feel that your partner is genuinely proud of you, and that adds warmth to your triumph. And if something goes wrong, you know you can share your worries. Instead of feeling alone in your difficulties, you feel like you have a shoulder to lean on. This habit of sharing everything important strengthens your bond. It shows that you see each other not only as a partner, but as an associate who is always willing to be there for you, no matter the circumstances. When a relationship moves beyond the superficial level, there is an amazing sense of depth. You stop worrying about the external and focus on the internal. Intuitive understanding, comfortable silence, and a willingness to share everything important are signs of a connection that goes beyond the ordinary. The power of touch. Touch is a universal language that requires no translation. It can convey feelings that are sometimes difficult to put into words. A gentle touch on the arm, a warm embrace, or a soft stroke on the shoulder says, "I am here. I am with you." Why is touch so important? A simple touch can instantly reduce stress levels and give you a sense of security. It's a way to show your partner that he or she is not alone in their worries. Physical contact builds trust and brings you closer together. Even a light gesture, such as a hand on your knee, can be a powerful symbol of support. Touch allows you to express love without words. Sometimes, when words are not enough, touch becomes a bridge that helps convey your care. Touch goes beyond the physical. It is a way of deep emotional communication. You don't have to wait for a special moment to show this caring. Regular gestures of warmth and attention help strengthen the bond and show your partner that they are important. Healthy conflict resolution. Disagreements are inevitable in even the most harmonious relationships. But how you handle conflict determines its impact on your bond. A strong emotional connection allows you to turn conflicts into moments of shared growth rather than destruction. How do you deal with conflict constructively? Instead of waiting for your turn to speak, try to really hear your partner. What is he or she feeling? Why is he or she reacting the way he or she is? Express your emotions calmly. Instead of accusations, talk about your feelings. For example, "I feel frustrated when we don't discuss important decisions together," instead of, "You always do things your way." Look for compromises. In a healthy relationship, the goal of conflict is not for one party to win, but to find a solution that satisfies both of you. Don't be afraid to apologize. Admitting you're wrong shows your maturity and respect for your partner. A healthy approach to conflict builds trust. You demonstrate to your partner that even in difficult moments, you are willing to work on the relationship rather than destroy it. Ease of communication. When there is a deep emotional connection between you, communication becomes natural and enjoyable. This doesn't mean you always have the same opinions, but you find common ground easily and feel comfortable in conversation. What makes communication easy? Similar values. This means you look at the world in the same direction, which avoids a lot of misunderstandings. Even if you disagree on some issues, you respect your partner's point of view. Shared humor and laughter brings you closer together. When you understand each other's jokes and can laugh together even in difficult times, it strengthens your bond. You notice that you often finish each other's sentences or think of the same thing. This is an indicator of how well you understand each other. Ease of communication comes from trust and respect. It is an indicator that you are not afraid to be open because you know you will be heard and understood. Know yourself first. Before building a strong relationship with another person, it is important to establish a relationship with yourself. Being in tune with yourself is a key step to creating a healthy emotional connection with your partner. Why it's important. When you know what you want and what you need, it's easier to explain it to your partner. For example, If it's important for you to have alone time with yourself, you can say so without guilt. Knowing yourself helps you better manage your emotions and deal with emotional reactions. Instead of reacting to conflict impulsively, you can explain your feelings and find a constructive solution. Recognizing your weaknesses makes you more open and sincere. This is not a sign of weakness, but instead of maturity. A partner appreciates when you share your fears or worries because it increases your intimacy. When you are in tune with yourself, you can give yourself fully to the relationship without expecting constant affirmation of your worth in return. To get in touch with yourself, it's important to ask yourself questions. How am I feeling in this moment? Why is this important to me? What do I want in this relationship? Answering these will help you become a more conscious partner. Touch, constructive conflict resolution, ease of communication, and self-awareness are important aspects of emotional connection that make relationships deeper and stronger. Each of these elements requires attention, but the results are worth it. A deep relationship is a journey where you learn not only to love the other person, but also to understand yourself. The more you work at it, the stronger your connection becomes, the more joy and harmony it brings. Acceptance of each other's uniqueness. One of the key signs of a mature and harmonious relationship is respecting your partner's individuality. You don't need to be completely alike or agree on everything to feel connected. On the contrary, a diversity of views and interests enriches your life together. How does acceptance of uniqueness manifest itself? By respecting your partner's interests. Perhaps your partner is into collecting rare records and you love to paint watercolors. Rather than seeing hobbies as weird or frivolous, you respect them, recognizing that they are an important part of your partner's personality. You don't try to change each other to fit some idealized notion. You appreciate your partner for who they are, with all their strengths and weaknesses. By accepting your partner's uniqueness, you support your partner to grow. When your partner wants to try something new or grow in their field, you support them, even if it's not really your thing. This support makes you feel not only accepted, but inspired to grow. Being able to be yourself in a relationship is true freedom. It creates trust and confidence that you won't be judged or rejected for your uniqueness. Emotional connection and intimacy. Emotional connection is not just a concept that sounds pretty in books. It's a real, tangible feeling that permeates every interaction in a healthy relationship. When you feel this connection, it becomes the foundation for intimacy that is deep and lasting. What is true intimacy? It's emotional openness. You share your thoughts, desires, and fears with each other. It's building a relationship where everyone feels understood and significant. It's caring for each other's needs. You don't just fulfill your needs, but you think about what will make your partner happy. This doesn't mean sacrificing yourself, but rather finding a balance between me and we. Your happiness becomes interdependent. Your partner's joy brings you as much pleasure as your own, and their pain touches you as much as your personal experiences. This emotional intimacy makes you feel that you are a team that can handle any of life's challenges. Vulnerability and support. Being vulnerable is one of the hardest things to do, especially in a relationship. A strong emotional connection allows you to let down your defenses. You can share your deepest fears and anxieties without fear of judgment. Opening up and showing your weaknesses is a huge risk. But in a relationship with a deep emotional connection, vulnerability becomes a source of strength. How? When you share something personal and difficult, it shows your partner that you trust them. This trust creates emotional intimacy and strengthens the bond. In a healthy relationship, your partner doesn't judge you for your weaknesses. Instead, he or she responds with empathy and a willingness to help. This creates a sense of security that allows you to be real. When you share your fears, your partner gets to know you more deeply. This allows him or her to understand what drives you and support you in the way you really need it. When you are vulnerable, it gives your partner a chance to be there for you, offer help, or just listen. This strengthens the bond because it shows that you are able to handle challenges together. Vulnerability is the path to true intimacy. It allows your partner to see you for who you are and prove their love and support in the most important moments. How does this work in practice? For example, if your partner is talking about something that's bothering him or her, create space for revelation. Listen to him or her carefully, without judgment or rushing to give advice. Sometimes all it takes is just being present. Show empathy. If your partner shares his fears, try putting yourself in his shoes. This helps you better understand his or her feelings and shows that you support him or her. Even small gestures such as, "Let's talk about it if you want," or "I'm here to help," can make a big difference in your partner's perception. Vulnerability doesn't mean your partner is obligated to share everything. Respect his or her willingness to talk or remain silent about certain things. This is how you show that you respect personal boundaries. Accepting each other's uniqueness, developing an emotional connection, opening up through vulnerability, and being supportive are the foundations of a relationship that make it real and deep. It's not an easy path that requires work and awareness, but it leads to a level of intimacy that cannot be achieved with a superficial approach. Remember, true love is not just an emotion, but actions that prove you want to be there for each other no matter what. Planning for the future. One of the clearest signs of a strong emotional connection is the ability to plan for the future together. This isn't just discussing where to vacation or what movie to see this weekend. It's talking about long-term goals, dreams, and how you see your life 5, 10, or 20 years from now. Why is collaborative planning so important? When you discuss the future, you show that you see your partner as part of your life. This builds a sense of confidence in the relationship. Each of you may have different dreams: building a career, starting a business, traveling the world, or starting a family. In a healthy relationship, you not only respect your partner's goals, but you actively help to achieve them. Planning for the future allows you to combine your desires and create a shared vision. For example, if one of you dreams of living in a big city and the other wants a house in a quiet area, you look for a compromise that will suit both of you. How do you plan for the future together? Openly discuss your dreams. Share your hopes and fears. Talk about what is important to you and listen to your partner. These conversations strengthen your bond. Take your partner's desires into account. Strive for a balance between personal goals and shared plans. For example, if your partner has a professional dream that requires a move, discuss how you can realize this together. Be flexible. Life is unpredictable and plans can change. But it's important to stay in dialogue so that your desires and goals continue to intersect. Planning for the future isn't just about the big decisions, but also the little things. Joint projects like renovating your home, choosing a vacation destination, or even discussing a budget show that you're willing to work toward your happiness together. Emotional connection is the invisible but incredibly powerful thread that binds two people together. It is deeper than mere attraction or shared interests. It's the ability to understand each other without words, to support each other in times of need, and to rejoice in your partner's successes as if they were your own. So here are the main aspects of emotional connection. The capacity for emotional intimacy. Willingness to be vulnerable and supportive of your partner. The ability to resolve conflicts with respect. Ease of communication. Planning for the future together. All of these elements add up to the foundation of a relationship that not only brings joy, but also stands the test of time. Take a look at your relationships. Do you recognize these attributes in them? If so, that's a great reason to feel grateful for the bond you've created. If not, perhaps it's time to discuss with your partner how you might deepen your relationship. Now it's your turn. Share your thoughts in the comments. Which of these signs do you see in your relationship? What do you think helps strengthen your emotional connection? Which of the items discussed would you like to develop in your couple? Your experience can be an inspiration to others. After all, emotions, love, and relationships are topics that touch each of us. Remember that creating an emotional connection is a lifelong process. It is not something that happens once and for all. It is an ongoing endeavor that requires attention, care, and a desire to grow together. You are building not just a relationship, but a true union of two souls where everyone feels heard, loved, and valued. This is the very magic of love that makes us better. Thank you for being with us today. Subscribe so you don't miss any new videos. Take care and see you in the next installment.